So, Kevin, what's happening now with this? Tell us.
Well, Bev, what we've learned is that Finance Minister Bill Morneau's daughter Claire and Grace both have connections to the We charity, and that the Finance Minister did not recuse himself from cabinet discussions when it came to awarding We a sole source government contract to facilitate a nearly $1 billion government program called the Canada Student Service Grant. Of course, this has been news for quite a while here, that there's concern about a conflict of interest potentially between the Prime Minister and his family. Of course, they've been paid to do speaking engagements. Now, what we know, I'll read from a statement. Of course, Claire has spoken, that's Bill Morneau's daughter, as well as many at We events, as well as many other public events in the context of the release of her book on young refugee girls. She has never been compensated for that work. 100% of the book proceeds went to a scholarship for Kakuma refugees of the University of Toronto. And the statement goes on to read, in regards to the Canada Student Service Grant, the recommendation to have we administer the program came from the public service. Ms. Akan's term contract has absolutely no link with any work with the charity has done with the Government of Canada. Mr. Morneau did not recuse himself from the discussions. Now, Grace Akan, of course, is also Bill Morneau's daughter. She is currently a contract employee with We. She had done an internship program through university within the charitable sector, and now handles, according to Bill Morneau's office, travel arrangements since 2019 for that charity. Now, they say in no way does her work have anything to do with government contracts that We has been awarded, but certainly it raises a lot of questions about whether Mr. Morneau should have recused himself from cabinet discussions that awarded a contract to the We organization, given the fact that two daughters in his household do have some sort of connection with the charity.
Okay, so just so I understand it, there's a lot of information that you gave there. So two daughters of Bill Morneau, who's the finance minister, do have connections to We. One spoke at We events but was not paid. The other one is a contract employee. Is that right?
Correct. A contract employee since 2019 with an administrative role in the travel department. That is what we've learned from Bill Morneau's office. That was something that she gained on her own merits, according to the office, of course. She did an internship program and has been working there since 2019, so fairly recently. But of course, all of this is quite recent. Of course, this contract to We was awarded quite recently. The discussions to approve that contract were all very recent. So that is what we're talking about now.
Okay, and there's a lot of questions still about the cabinet ministers that were in that phone call, perhaps that meeting where they decided to award the contract to We. And one of the things that you mentioned is Bill Morneau did not recuse himself from that. And we also know the Prime Minister didn't either.
Right, and I guess that is the main question here. I think that the Prime Minister has, defended in a way his family's actions and also his involvement with We, because he supports the charity, he supports their mission, and also feels that it doesn't have anything to do with supporting students. But certainly critics, the Conservatives and NDP, have really jumped all over this, saying that if there is the perceived conflict of interest, if there is some type of connection or relationship with the charity, then the Prime Minister should have recused himself from any discussions that would have awarded We a contract. And now there may be similar questions put towards Finance Minister Bill Morneau, that if his daughter had done speaking engagements, they were not paid speaking engagements according to Mr. Morneau's office. But if she'd done speaking engagements for We and he has a daughter who is also a contract employee of We, should Mr. Morneau have recused himself from discussions that awarded that charity and that organization a government contract?
Okay, Kevin, thank you for that breaking news. We'll continue to follow this, and we'll stay in touch with you this afternoon.